Welcome to the Pearl of Manifestation. Join me, Maria Bonobri, your host and quantum energy and ascension mentor, as I take you on a journey to explore the depths of who you really are as a divine intelligent being in human form. Explore the keys of quantum energetics and play with the codes of creation so that you can begin to master the game of this very beautiful life and start creating your very own slice of heaven on earth. Welcome! Wow, this is the first episode and introductory episode to the Pearl of Manifestation. Thank you for being here. It's been a long time in the making. It's been a real birthing process to get this beautiful creation out into the world. And I'm really excited. I'm so excited to share it with you because this just isn't a podcast, and it definitely isn't just a podcast about manifestation. This is about really understanding how to live to its full capacity, to your full capacity, this beautiful life, how to play this game of life, and to really understand how to bring more of your divine soul essence into your human so that you can start living what I like to call a living prayer, so that you can start to manifest consciously, consistently, and eventually the purpose is to start building your own slice of heaven on earth. And why would we want to do that? Because I know for sure the people that are listening to this, and this is true for me, we are here to build the foundations of the new earth. Now, so many people have been talking about creating a new earth, waiting to live out this new earth, raising our consciousness into, 4, 5D. But really, not a lot of what's spoken about is fully grounded. A lot of people are waiting to suddenly open their eyes and be on a whole new kind of version of Earth where everything is rainbows and unicorns. And that's just not how it is. That's just not how it's going to be. We are living on this dense planet, and a lot of things are occurring in our reality that don't sit right with us. And it's all about learning to accept that this is where we're at as a humanity, and also understanding how we can transmute what's happening and how we can shift what's happening into a higher frequency. And it's got nothing to do with spiritually bypassing anything. It's got nothing to do with pretending things aren't occurring. It's got nothing to do with just loving the light and lighting things. It's really an embodied process of understanding, firstly, the depths of energetics, understanding and mastering advanced energetics, which is what we're going to be getting into in this podcast, which I'm really excited about. And it's also about truly mastering who you are as a human, because so many of us on this kind of evolutionary path or on this ascension path are have got a handle on how to connect into the quantum and how to and understand energetics and understand frequency and can operate in the quantum smoothly. But when it comes to actually also being a human, we really struggle. And so mastering our human, really embodying what it means to be human, and the all that comes with that, right? Meaning how to handle grief, how to handle disappointment, how to handle the heaviness, how to not get lost in victim mode. All of these things we're going to cover, and all of these things are crucial to being able to create a whole different reality. And I think this is where most people get stuck. So mastering our human is, it brings me so much excitement to be able to share, to go some way to sharing what I know to be true about that, right? Because nobody has all of the answers. We have what we have lived, we have what we have learned, we have the codes that we have embedded in our frequency, in our bodies, in our light force that we have to share. And everybody's different. So those of you that are here, just know that you're meant to be here. You're meant to receive this little piece of coding from me, or these little pieces of coding from me. And yeah, I'm honored to share them, and honored that you're listening, and honored that you're here. So mastering energetics, mastering the human, also mastering that connection between us and our soul, mastering that channel, really learning how to fine tune that call and response. You know, what I mean by that is either some people call it prayer, you know, some people call it, you know, cosmic ordering. It's that kind of speaking to that energetic soul, that divine part of ourselves, to source, to God, speaking to that part of ourselves, and to, you know, the greater version of that, to source itself, and being able to listen and hear back the guidance and what steps we need to take next. And mastering all of that allows us then to consciously build a reality that really feels tuned into our soul, our soul's mission. And, you know, ultimately, that's all about supporting humanity as a whole, the collective as a whole, to start resonating at a higher frequency, to start building out this new earth template, right? But not just kind of project into, oh my gosh, I wish we lived in the new earth, I can't wait to live in the new earth. It all begins now. And so enjoying that process, because, you know, if you, you know, you've probably, you know what manifestation is. You know that we have to be grateful in the present. We have to fully own and accept where we are now, so that we're not matching templates of lack, right? Of wanting. It's that we have to be anchored into what we have now and truly feel the beauty of what we have now, in order to expand into more and more and more as we move forwards. So that's a kind of little overview of what the Pearl of Manifestation is going to be about, and the journey that we're going to go on together. I'm Maria. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Maria. I am your host. I am a quantum healer, quantum ascension mentor, manifestation mentor. I mean, you can't really put a name to a lot of what I do, because it's not, you know, it's not really anchored into the 3D as such, but I just support people to bring their soul essence more into their human, so that they can start to be in harmony with both. Because if we're too in our human, then we're too in the 3D. We're too kind of caught up in those lower density reality frequencies. You know, being so human means we're so tied into the fear templates, you know, the safety survivor templates. So, you know, bringing our human more on board with our soul frequency is about really raising the frequency of not only, you know, who we are as a person, and how we feel emotion, and how we resonate with others, and how we're in relationship with others and relationship with life. But also, it's kind of, as we're moving into 2024, this year is very much about bringing our physical body into ascension. It's like ascending with the physical body. So yeah, so my work involves a lot of that, and a lot of connecting people more deeply into their soul and their soul mission, whilst living this life and manifesting what they desire in this life. And for a long time, I had a real aversion to the word manifestation, just because it has been so overdone, right, in this new age spiritual world, of which I am not part of. I do not associate with the New Age spiritual community. And I'll probably go more into depth of why in another episode, but it's more like that to me is such shallow. It's a shallow it's scratching of the surface of actually what we're truly capable of as souls in human form. I like to go into the depths of things. I really am fascinated and buzz off getting really deep into the human psyche, getting really deep into the energetics of things, getting really deep into anything. Really. So if you're into really understanding things on that kind of deeper soul level, that deeper meaningful level, then you're in the right place. So yeah, for me to be recording and sharing a podcast about manifestation is a lot, because I just have been so adverse to connecting with it. And I've been on my own growth journey to really see that actually I'm here to present a different side of it. And of course, we're always manifesting. As humans, every waking moment of our lives is manifesting. Whether we're consciously manifesting or not is a whole different thing. And that's really what the practices of manifestation are about. It's about consciously manifesting. And there was just this aversion to it because, like I said, it was shallow. It didn't, saying a few affirmations and visualizing stuff just isn't enough. It's just not. And this is why a lot of people have bought into it and feel very let down by it, or feel very kind of almost traumatized by the manifestation community, the New Age spiritual community, because it's just not delivering what people have sold it as. And what I want to bring back is just this understanding of like, it's innate in you. You're already doing it. And there's just maybe a missing piece of what you really understand to be true about who you truly are as a soul in a physical vessel, as a soul in human form. And so if this podcast goes anyway to supporting people just to really grasp that more and really anchor that in and embody that, then it's done what it needs to do. So I have been, as a child, I was obsessed with what I now know to be manifestation, but I would just live in my imagination. And basically my whole life's path, now that at 42 years old, I look back and I go, oh my gosh, I can see exactly why I learned what I learned, exactly why I went through all the things that I went through, why I experienced the traumas that I experienced, why I experienced the setbacks that I experienced, and how it's built me to be able to be who I am today and be able to teach and explore and share in the way that I can. And again, that backstory is, we're going to explore that over the episodes of this podcast. So how did this actual podcast come about? Like, I basically, last week I was sat by a pool in a hotel in Marrakesh. It was my first solo holiday. I had 2 children, a partner, and it was my first solo holiday in years. And I have recently been moving through a lot of grief through the passing of my dad, which happened a couple of months ago. And I just needed this space. And I've been going through this incredible rebirth, as we do when we lose somebody that we love. And when we go through these shifts through life, and I was sat in this 5-star resort, and the reason I'm telling you it's a 5-star resort is because, on one hand, I'd gotten to the point where I hadn't worked for months because I've been moving through quite a lot on a personal level, and because I work for myself, and because I suppose in a business sense, and I don't run my business as a business. I run it's a mission, it's service, and we can go into that another time. But I wasn't just making money doing nothing. And there's a reason for that, right? And I've looked into why that is, and I will be sharing that also. But so it ended up that I basically had nearly zero in my bank account, and I just was like laughing about it because here I was, I'd spent money on coming to this. I wanted to come to somewhere luxurious because not because I'm shallow and not because I'm materialistic, but because it feels good, because it looks good, because life is beautiful and everything looks beautiful, right? And I really battled for a long time being a spiritual person or working within the spiritual realms and the healing realms. I battled a lot with money and abundance and charging what I'm worth or charging, enough or wanting money, not wanting money. Is money evil? All of these things which we're going to be exploring here. And I was just laughing at this paradox of like, oh my gosh, I've basically got nothing in my bank account and I feel so at peace with that. But I'm also sat in this really luxurious place. And I just realized like one of my skills is always being able to make happen what I need to happen for me when I need it to happen, right? So if I needed money, money would come in. If I wanted a particular type of holiday, that would suddenly show up. I have, because I've been consciously manifesting since I was young, I have had this ability to kind of live out this living prayer that I'm talking about, where it's like I have such a clear channel to my soul and such a clear channel to my heart's desires. And I've had to clean up what has been my heart and soul's desires and what has been what other people have wanted. And I've suddenly latched onto it, right? This shared vision of stuff that actually isn't mine, that I've really struggled to manifest. But I've tuned into actually what is mine? Why is my soul here? And my soul is here to experience this physical life because planet Gaia is incredibly beautiful. And some of that beauty comes in traveling the world and seeing it in its most beautiful form, right? And sometimes that involves an all-inclusive five-star hotel. I don't really like all-inclusive holidays usually. I like to travel and kind of be free, but this is what I needed. I needed in that moment, zero judgment in doing that. I'm talking, telling myself that, because that's what I need. My human needed that. I've been up against it for so long. I just needed to just lie on a sun lounger and be fed um, with delicious food. And so, yeah, part of what I know I'm here to bring to the world is just to show how we can literally live out our heart's desires, literally live out our soul's desires, and how we can do that, explaining how we can do that, decoding all of the programming that we have installed that tells us that we can't do that, that limits us, the scarcity programming, all of that lack and limitation, all of that who am I, all of that unworthiness, all of that stuff actually is just BS. It's utter BS. And we can get caught in a trauma healing loop where we feel like, oh, I've got to fix this about myself, and I've got to fix this about myself, and I've got to fix this about myself. And it's like, I've been there, I've done that, and I've helped hundreds and hundreds of people move through that themselves. And I got to a point in the last few years where I was like, no, that isn't what we need to be doing anymore, because that is just keeping us trapped in this loop of healing, of not feeling good enough. And that isn't true to who we actually are. And that's what ascension is about. Ascension is about really understanding that we are soul, we are divine, we are divinity. We are source in human form as a human expression. We're magic. And so, like, the way that we limit ourselves is just bonkers. And, sitting there at the pool, I was like, okay, you know what? I want to create an experiment where I actually start doing this consciously, but it's an experiment and I want to document it. What better way to do that than on a podcast, and then as I'm doing it, as I'm consciously moving through, the way I know how to consciously manifest life, I want to take other people on that ride with me so that they can implement and they can do the same. Let's make it conscious. Let's make manifesting our dreams conscious, manifesting our soul's desires really conscious. And for me as well, this podcast is about self-expression, because I got to this point where I was making a certain amount of money with what I've been doing, supporting people. And I was like hitting this kind of glass ceiling of just like, well, this amount of money is great for this that I'm doing, but I have this vision of what else I want to be doing with my life and how I want to take my children and my family along for that ride with me. And I need to just call in some more money for that. And that involves me being more self-expressed. That involves me putting myself out there more. That involves me speaking my truth unashamedly, fully. And the irony is, this is what I teach people to do, right? And I just am being initiated into a greater level of that. And so that's also why I'm here, and what this podcast is about. And so, yeah, this is just about manifesting your new earth reality. It's going to hold some really potent and powerful ascension codes, but it's also going to be really practical. I've never been totally woo-woo, and I've never been totally human. I've always been some semblance of the two in harmony together. And so that's why it's my work to support others to do that, becoming that bridge, and I really want to support anyone and everyone who feels that call to become more of their divine soul self, walking this human existence and creating, because you're just a vessel of creation. You create through your heart portal. You're bringing through the frequency into physical form through your physical vessel. And we're going to be exploring that and exploring then what that means and how to do that really consciously. Deep energetics, like I said, holding a vision, the difference between, imagination and visualization, because they're wildly different. Embodied ascension, anchoring frequency into the grids of Gaia, all of this whilst also the experiment of, can I, and I'm going to say this out loud, I would like to call in, and this is going to be about money, just because I've always felt shame around money, right? I felt shame around announcing that I want to earn a specific amount of money. Like, money has got so much wrapped up in it. Like, as a humanity, it's like the thing that creates so much feeling in people, right? And it has so many conditions around it and so many beliefs wrapped up in it. And, we all have the ancestral stuff that's tied into it. And I've just become fascinated with it, with its frequency. And so I want this podcast also to explore money in that way, because money is a sacred frequency. And I realized that recently, money is love in a physical form, as physical money, as a representation of money. But it's love it's from the divine. It's divine frequency. It's love frequency. And actually what it does is it just shows up where we have resistance within ourselves. And me not ever really announcing, hey, I want to make £10,000 a month, £20,000 a month, 30, whatever it is. Me not announcing that and feeling shame was just really where I have been blocked in a form of self-expression. And so part of this experiment is me being able to be fully self-expressed in what and how I want to manifest. And look, I'm really struggling to say it as well. So for the first part of this podcast, I want to see if I can manifest £10,000 or more in the next 2 weeks. just as an experiment, just to see what comes up. Because as soon as we like announce and use, and so I'm going to talk a lot about the alchemy of our voice, the alchemy of sound. Like when we use our voice to announce something, to ask for something, then we're actually performing magic. It's alchemy. And as soon as we kind of make a declaration of something, things start to rearrange. Your voice, your sound rearranges energy. It creates, it creates literally. So yeah, making that declaration and putting it out as a podcast. I'm really curious over the next few days to see what comes through, what I start to hear, what I start to see, what may come up as a resistance, what blocks may come up. So if you're listening to this and you kind of want to play along, because it is a game of life, if you want to play along with being able to learn how to consciously manifest and have a declaration yourself, then declare it out loud now, and really tune into your soul and just weigh up whether it's something true for your soul. And for me, it's not about the money. Yeah, it is about the money because amazing if I can just call in that money, but it's not about the money. For me, it's about the self-expression. For me, it's about what the money is going to be showing up for me. So just tune into the heart of your desire, tune into your soul, and really come into something that you want to play along with, and make a declaration of it, you know? Um, so yeah, this is what we're going to be exploring here on this podcast, and I'm really excited to be sharing it. We're also going to be having guests, some incredible guests, from the world of manifestation, from the world of energetics, from the world of spirituality. We're going to be talking about wombs and the magic of our womb space. Talking about manifestation in general. Talking about higher ascension templates. It's going to be a whole thing. And I'm really so excited to share it. And I also want to, in every episode, be able to connect more deeply with you guys who are listening and actually be able to answer some of your questions. So I want you to send in your questions around the topics that we're talking about, right? Or anything that you want some guidance on and advice on. I'm also here and there going to be recording some supremely powerful, ascension meditations. What the word that just came through is like codexes of light, in order to support you to connect to your soul better, to connect to your ascension templates better, to connect to your mission templates more profoundly, just as and when there may be clearings as well. So this is going to be a whole thing. So I'm really excited that you're going to be on this journey. And yes, if you feel called to send me an email with a question, I would love to answer it. It can be anonymous if you want. You don't have to, put yourself out there. But I really want this to be a collaborative experience, because as much as I'm going to be on this journey and learning about, consciously manifesting for myself on a greater level, taking it to the next level, come along for the ride. Do it with me. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for listening. That was the introduction, and I can't wait to share my first proper episode with you. But until then, the show notes will have all the ways that you can get in contact with me, to send in any questions or just to explore more about who I am and what I do. But until next time, sending you all the love.